Yeah, Bianca and Charlotte versus Chelsea and Sonya. And this is, we have differing opinions on this, I believe, from what
Very,
we
very.
discussed earlier. So I am one with the internet in this until I guess I hear what you have to say about it. But I felt like, other than the fact that there was really no reason for Bianca and Charlotte to win this match against the newly crowned women's tag team champions, it just felt like this wasn't a match that needed to happen at all. I understand the whole dynamic of like, oh, let's see if they can work together, these enemies that are going to be facing off for each other. I mean, it's a classic WWE move. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. So I get it. I get that. The problem is, I don't like it in this scenario because they just crowned Chelsea and Sonya new tag team champions. The women's tag team division is an utter mess right now, and they're trying to make it legitimate and get it out of the gutter. Hence, we're still talking about Naomi and Sasha walking out because of it. And I don't know that the best way to go about that is by squashing the champions that have been champion for a week and a half. I didn't know if that was the best move. But I just didn't feel like it was helping Charlotte and Bianca, and it certainly did not help Chelsea and Sonya. So it just seemed pointless to me.
To me, it's a moo match. A moo point. Like, I mean, Kyle's opinion doesn't matter. So, but if you're gonna have it, and it's because you want to kind of kill two birds with one stone by having the women's title, challengers on screen. You got to get the women's tag team champions on screen, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an easy way to get them on. Okay, so we get that point. When you have them in a match together right now, okay, and you look at, we'll say, the levels, I think is a good word for it, the levels that these four women are on, you need to legitimize this feud or legitimize whatever this love triangle for the title is with Bianca, Charlotte, and Asuka. They would beat Chelsea Green and Sonya anyway. So
Yes.
that's the logical. So, and it doesn't matter for them to lose because you can turn that, because they're heels technically. You can turn that into a backstage thing or part of their promo, whatever, where they have to say that they faced the women's champion challengers or something, and that was unfair because they weren't a real tag team. Like, you can go
Mm.
full Karen with it because
Yeah.
that's in their heels, and because the fans actually love that right now. They're very they're half-ass over. It's actually a good thing to have them complain about that shit, because then it also aligns where, oh man, they're really online and are really reading the fans' reactions and stuff, when in reality it's just you're steering into the skid with what would happen if you were in that situation regardless. So I think the whole thing of them going nuts about it in the IWC, eh, I don't care, because to me it doesn't ruin my view on them two as champions. It doesn't be like, oh, they already lost, they suck, like that's what they're doing. Like, no, they're just putting over Bianca and Charlotte's feud with feud for the title against Asuka. So, and Chelsea, they have other plans for it, but they were on television. That's what they want. So
Yeah. Well, I
that's
think
kind of what my view went.
yeah, I mean, I can see that, and the explanation certainly makes sense. I think that it could have been a little bit better if you didn't want people to complain had it ended in a DQ or something. Like maybe Asuka should have gotten involved and had them lose via DQ. That would have reminded you that Asuka is involved, and that would have been like, okay, no, it makes sense, because like, yeah, the ending of it was questionable to be like, okay, Bianca was going to win with the KOD, but then Charlotte was like, honey, I'm gonna come over here and do this, and it's like, of course you would. And so she needed to make sure that, she was the one who won. So it's like, okay, we get that dynamic, but ending it in a DQ wouldn't have hurt anybody. So it would have been like the way to like get people to not have such a like intense reaction one way or the other.